show you my face, okay? This is my first time I see someone by video.
Hello, nice. Nice to see you.
Okay, I wear my glasses. I see.
Yes.
I had a big screen on the back. Okay. If you see over there, it's because I had a big screen.
Okay, okay. Yeah, today I'm wearing glasses because my eyes hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. My eyes hurt,
Yeah.
but they're okay. Look, they're okay. I'm not drugged or anything. My eyes just hurt.
It looks great. I have to wear it for getting closer. This is too tiny. This is a small laptop, so I need to a little bit pequeño.
Great, great. Well, let's have a little review of the inversions. Okay.
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 First.
Perfect English grammar. All right, all right. Can all of you see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome, Norma.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, Norma, can you read the instructions, please?
Change the sentences so that they use inversion. For example, we had hardly arrived when Julie burst into the house. Hardly had we arrived when Julia burst into the house.
All right. Now, I recommend that you have your notes. Okay, those notes that we took about the different adverbs in yellow and in red. Please get those out.
Yellow and orange.
Well, I don't know if they were yellow or red in your book, but remember on my screen it was red and yellow.
Yellow and orange. Yeah.
Yeah, yellow, orange, yellow, red. Yeah.
Okay, we need to do these inversions, all of them? Just one? Just two? How many?
Well, actually, we're going to do like 5 together, and then you can do the others by yourself. Okay? It's like a review. I don't want you to do it all by yourself. So let's begin. John had never been to such a fantastic restaurant. Well, what is the adverb here?
Never.
Ever.
Ever.
Adverb, yeah.
So remember, we begin with the adjective. I mean, not the adjective, the adverb. Never. If I write this small, can you see?
Yes.
Yes? Okay,
Yes.
so what comes after the adverb?
Had.
Auxiliary.
Auxiliary. And in this case, what is auxiliary?
Had.
Had. And then the subject, which is
John.
John. And then the verb?
Been.
Been. Never had John been to such a fantastic
restaurant.
Never had John been to such a fantastic restaurant. Ooh, it makes me think about this place in Acapulco. It's called Chai Palace. It's Chinese food and it's delish. Anyways, number 2. I in no way want to be associated with this project. what is the negative, or in this case, limiting adverb?
In no way.
In a way.
In no way. Okay, the verb, well, the sentence is in the present, so what adverb do we use? I mean, what auxiliary do we use?
Do.
And
Uh,
do.
Yes. In no way do I
Want to be.
Want.
no way do I want to be associated with this project. Excellent. Oh, Caesar's here. He's never here. All right. Welcome, Caesar. Number 3. They had no sooner eaten dinner than the ceiling crashed onto the dining table. What? They had no sooner eaten dinner than the ceiling crashed onto the dining table. Okay, that's a weird sentence, but anyways. No sooner.
No sooner.
Mhm.
Had they
Had they
eaten
dot dot dot.
have I finished it? Curly have I finished it? Writing that essay and examiner allows them to be in the exam. Security. Security.
Oh, okay. Now I understand the sentence. They didn't eat dinner because the ceiling crashed onto the dining table. How does the ceiling crash onto the dining table? What? The
That's an
ceiling
earthquake, Paul.
is the whole thing. Maybe. You know, now that I think about it, yeah.
Wow.
Damn. Poor family. Well, number 4. I had scarcely finished writing my essay when the examiner announced the end of the exam.
Scarcely had I
had I
finished it. Scarcely had I finished it. Right.
Had I finished?
Writing.
Let's see. Hold on. Caesar, can you hear me?
Sheldon. I believe.
All right. I guess not. Anyways. Number 5. All right. Number 5. This is for you, Trinidad. I
Yeah.
seldom leave my house so early.
Sheldon leaves my house so early. See?
Good.
Hey. I got my notebooks here, so I really made it.
Ah, nice. And please do 5 to 10 in your notebook. You don't have to write the original sentence. Just write the inversion. Okay?
okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's try to take less than 5 minutes, please. Does anyone have any doubts?
I have a question about number 9
Yes.
because the verb understood is in the past, right?
Oh, yes, you're right. I see.
The
Now.
auxiliary.
Yeah.
¿Qué quieres de allá arriba?
Little did he understand about the situation. Good catch, Tanya. Thank you. All right. Now, do we have any more doubts? No, no doubts.
No.
Hasta ahorita.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So far.
All right, very good, very good. That's
No
what I like
count.
to hear. All right. Well, that is the little review. Apparently, a lot of you got most of the things correct. That's good. We're making progress. That's very important. You know, yesterday, one of the students asked me, teacher, you know, do people really say this in English? Not really.
No.
It's not common. It's not common,
No.
but if you are in a formal setting, then it could be used,
Yeah.
right? Or if you want to be the narrator of a documentary or a TED talk or whatever, in those situations, then yes, you could hear it. And if you are the presenter, then you could say it, all right? Because these are very formal.
So probably you are prepared us for the paragraph that we need to write there on the test.
What do you mean?
No.
Can you repeat the question?
No.
What?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So look, now the most common mistake with this is that you forget to change these. Oh, it's white. That will be your biggest mistake. And this will be an option. For example, number one, never had John been to such a fantastic restaurant. They're going to ask you, circle the correct sentence. Never had John been to a fantastic restaurant. Never John had been to such a fantastic restaurant. Or never John has been to a fantastic restaurant. And, you know, remember, this is an inversion. What that means is you invert the subject and the auxiliary. All right? Invert them, flip them, change them. Right? That's the biggest mistake, and that's the one that you need to know. And you will probably have 2 or 3 questions with inversions on the San Diego University test. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. And I do recommend that you use these in your writing portion, okay? This is very common in writing. And that is all.
Okay. I will practice.
Great.
I have homework to do without a computer.
Oh yes, I said I wasn't going to use this anymore. I'm going to use Microsoft. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the first thing that we are going to practice is had better, or the contraction. The most common form is better. Has anybody ever heard of this?
I don't think so.
No, never? Nobody? Tanya, Normas, Trini, never?
No,
Yeah,
never.
Okay.
not most of them, but the principal ones, yes.
Okay.
The simple ones, you know, the basic for me. Because yesterday I find out I'm doing some little exercise and I found that apostrophe VE as a, what is this? And I found out have, the short contraction have. So,
Okay, okay. Very good. So, had better, I recommend that you write this down, refers to the present or to the future. And it's to talk about actions we think people should do. Or which are desirable in a specific situation. Maybe not what they should do, but also what you would like for them to do. Okay? All right. Something that somebody's out goes really loud. Hello? Yeah, it sounds like an echo. Who's is it? Who's it? Let's see. Hello? It's Michelle's. Michelle, I'm going to turn off your microphone, okay? All right. So, had better, and the separated form is very formal, you know, and the better is used more commonly in informal situations, and it's to talk about what people should do or what is desirable. Let me give you some examples. Okay. We have, okay, I'm going to use your names, Tanya. Okay. Tanya says, I'm going to Acapulco tomorrow. And Norma can say, that's nice. You'd better take some sunscreen. You'd better take some sunscreen. That means you should take some sunscreen, or it's a good idea to take some sunscreen. All right. And you'd better not walk on the streets with a lot of money. You shouldn't walk on the streets with a lot of money. Dangerous city over here. All right. You see it. You'd better is the same thing as should. It looks easy, right? Yes? Yes. Looks easy, right? Now it's usually a little difficult because people don't use this. People don't. It's not very common either. It's very formal actually. But these are the common mistakes, common errors.
It's.
Yes.
Sunscreen.
This right here is not correct. Do not use have.
You better
Okay.
take. You better have. You better have.
So that's common error number 1. So weird, so weird, so weird.
We have been.
And like I said, you can use it separated. You had better take some sunscreen, or you'd better take some sunscreen. Both are correct. And here is the common error number 2. Sometimes people say this.
I am. That's. You. I have been.
Okay.
We have been.
Okay. So what I am saying here with this is don't use have. Don't use have. Use had. And don't use to before the verb. All right, I don't know how much clearer I can say that. Don't use have, don't use to. Okay? So now I want you to write a little suggestion for this. Okay? Okay. I want you to respond to this and give me 2 pieces of advice using had better. Okay? Give me 2 pieces of advice using had better. You have 3 minutes. Trinidad, what advice could you give me?
Okay. When I read that, I said, I put some Trini, said Trini in it. Trini, that is an amazing news. You had better practice your speech and you had better be on time.
Okay.
What do you think? Had better practice your speech
Had better be on time.
because he's gonna have a classes, right?
Yes.
If I'm right, I didn't pay enough attention, so I need to pay attention and because I have to pay attention straight.
Okay.
I'm going to listen.
Let's see. Norma, what advice do you have?
That's wonderful. You had better take the most important document with you, and you had better search information to know how you can get to the place.
Oh my gosh. My space button doesn't work. Well, you'd better take the best documents with you. You'd better find the best information on how you can get to the place. Yes? Norma?
Um,
Is that what you said?
I said, you had better search for information. I don't know if it's correct.
Oh, you'd better search for information. Yeah, I think find would be better right there. No, nobody really says search for information.
Okay.
Find the best. But that's pretty much what you said, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It
thank
is.
you, thank you. Michelle?
Okay, firstly, I have a question. What is the name of this topic? Because I'm lost.
Had better?
Only that, had better?
Yeah, it's not a
If I'm
topic.
trying to, if
It's
I'm
just,
trying to find something in internet, I can write tape, had better,
yeah,
examples?
you can put how to use had better.
How to use. Okay, thank you. So my answer is, oh my God, that sounds good. You better wear a hot jacket, and also don't forget, you'd better buy snowshoes.
Okay. I like it. I like it.
I have many advices, but 2, it's okay.
Okay. But you're lost though. Why are you lost? Or you just?
I don't know, maybe I'm not here.
Because I mean, those are good pieces of advice.
Yes.
Okay. And Tanya,
Okay, I wrote, you better take some Dramamine pills with you so you don't get sick on the flight. And you better download Maps application on your cell phone so you don't get lost over there.
Okay, you said you better take some what things?
Dramamine pills.
What is that?
The pills for the sickness pill.
Oh, you gotta take some.
Yeah.
But what kind of pills do you call them? Can you spell it for me?
Oh, because Dramamine is the name of the pill. Like Dramamine with D. Dramamine. D.
Oh, okay, okay. That's for this. That's for like sickness.
Yeah, Dramamine.
Okay, Caesar, I read your advice, and it's good, man. Thank you, Caesar. All right. Yes. So, this isn't not like any specific topic or anything like
Sorry,
that.
sorry for Tanya. Hey, that sounds
Yeah.
Brahma meal. Is with D. Dra.
Yeah,
Dra.
Dramamine with D. D.
Oh,
D.
D-R-A.
Dramamine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
D the dragon.
This is the name. All right. So, like I was saying, you know, this is not a topic or anything like that. This is just one particular verb complement. Okay. So that means it's gonna go before a verb, and it gives it like a special meaning, like should. All right. Should. You know, the same way you use should is the same way that you can use had better, right? Except that had better is a little more top of the line, formal. All right.
Okay.
In the exam, it's gonna give you options with have, and it's gonna give you options with to. Don't choose those. All right. It's had and verb by itself with no to. All right.
Right.
Do you have all of this down, or
I just,
yes?
yes.
I took a picture.
Me too. Me too.
All right. If you could, please send it to the group. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Because this is rest our time, we need to hurry, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Right. And another thing, I heard you say some advices and an advice. Remember,
Advices and advice.
advice
Okay.
is uncountable.
Uh-huh.
So that means you cannot add the S, and you cannot add a or an. Okay. Don't say advices. That's not correct. And don't say an advice. It's also not correct. Now,
Can we use any advice?
yes, any advice, yes.
Okay.
Any can be used for countable or uncountable.
Okay.
Now, what you can do to make this countable is add a piece of. A piece of. You can say a piece of advice. I need a piece of advice. Okay, that means I need one. I need a piece of advice. One, not many. And in this exercise, I asked you for two. two pieces of advice. You know,
Uh-huh.
but at the same time, I don't add S to advice. What is plural is piece, because piece is countable. A piece, two pieces, three pieces. All right? Please remember that. Advice is not countable. Questions?
Why not we use an on the word advice like a regular the other words? Because why we not use the an before
Okay.
we write in the word advice. Sorry.
So in this case, advice is uncountable. With uncountable nouns, you cannot say a or an. It's like this. I can say $1, and I can say $2, because dollars are countable. Okay, these are countable.
Yeah.
But I cannot say a money or two monies, because monies, the word monies is not countable.
So here's prefer what is the function of the word, right? Not the way to write the word like 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 an octopus. We need to use an, but in this case, the function of this word advice is, I know it's a noun, uncountable. Is that the way to use this one without an?
Exactly. You do not use an. You can say,
Okay.
I want some advice.
Yeah, yeah.
If
Or
you
any
want
advice,
two or more.
or any advice, some or any, right?
Yeah, some or any. Some if it's affirmative, negative if it's, wait.
Okay.
Some, affirmative, any, negative, or any in questions. Okay?
Okay.
I want some advice. And I want a piece of advice. I'm sorry, I don't have
Any advice.
any advice for you.
Thank you.
And do you have any advice? Okay.
Okay.
Because you can use some and any with uncountable nouns. All right.
Okay.
That is that with that.
Okay.
Right. Can I erase this?
To me, yes.
Can I erase this? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you.
Right. So now we're going to go to the next topic, which is also about verb complements. The kids are happy. I don't know if they do this over there in your city, but over here they fly culebrinas.
Corvina. I don't know what
It's like a type of kite. It's like a type of
that.
kite,
Oh,
but
oh.
it's for competitions.
Up,
know,
up there, your place?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
city.
Kite. Oh. I live up half a block of the beach, so I know what a kite is.
Yes? Nice, nice. Well,
Grammar worksheet.
grammar worksheets exercise. Would rather, would prefer, prefer. All right,
Rather.
so these kind of mean the same thing because they're talking about preference, but
Mhm.
they are used differently. Okay, you know, so the structure for these are different. And I remember when I took the San Diego University test, there were like 2 questions with this. All right. So it's nice to know this.
Okay.
Specific preferences would rather, would prefer and would rather. Those are for specific. Trinidad, can you read the first sentence, please? When?
No. We went to the theater yesterday.
No, the
Today.
sentence right here.
I'm really sorry. Oh, the paragraph up there, right?
Yeah.
The paragraph. Okay. Specific preference. Would prefer, would rather. When we speak about a specific preference, our preference now, would rather and will prefer have the same meaning and are interchangeable. Ooh. Interchangeable. Interchangeable.
Very good pronunciation. All right, so would rather can be abbreviated to rather, and would prefer can be abbreviated to prefer. We went to the theater yesterday. Today, I'd rather go to the cinema. We went to the theater yesterday. Today, I would prefer to go to the cinema. Okay, not cinema, cinema. Okay.
Cinema. Cinema.
I'd rather go to the cinema. I'd prefer to go to the cinema. Okay, so you can use it again, separated or contraction. Before this class, I had a student ask me, what is the difference between using a contraction and separating the 2 words? Well, in regular conversation, the contraction is more common, right? But if you want to sound really nice, you know, you want to sound like you know what you're talking about, you can separate the words because you make your meaning clear, right? You make your meaning clear. You pronounce every single word because you want to sound professional. I don't know if you've ever watched the show, the sitcom Friends. There's this one guy on there. He always pronounces every single word. He doesn't use
the formal language.
And all of his friends, they make fun of him because, you know, why do you speak so formal, man? We're here, we're all buddies, we're all friends. Why do you speak so formal? And it's just his personal style. Like, he likes to sound formal. Mm-hmm. And he's the type of person that will not use contractions. He will always separate the words. So just remember that if you want to sound formal, don't use contractions.
Okay.
But it's more common to use them. All right, would rather is followed by the infinitive without to. Infinitive without to. Okay? Would prefer is followed by to plus infinitive or a noun. Okay? I'd rather have fruit juice. I'd prefer to have fruit juice. Okay?
I'd rather have fruit juice. I prefer to have fruit juice.
So, you know, just, you know, record that in your brain. Prefer to, you know, repeat that in your brain many times. Prefer to.
Plasticity in our brains.
Yes. And you use prefer to and a verb, or you use prefer and a noun. I prefer fruit juice. What would you like, Fernando? lemonade or orangeade. I prefer orangeade. Right? Or I prefer to have orangeade. Next, we say would rather than. Okay? I would rather have orange aid than lemonade. I would rather have orange aid than lemonade. Okay? We say would prefer rather than, or would prefer instead of. I would prefer orangeade rather than lemonade. I would prefer orangeade rather than lemonade. Or I would prefer orangeade instead of lemonade. Okay? And don't worry, I'm going to send you this worksheet afterwards, okay? So you can use it as a reference for your homework. All right, so it's such nice weather. I'd rather sit in the garden than watch TV. Okay?
Yeah.
It's such nice weather. I prefer to sit in the garden rather than watch TV. That's correct. And it's such nice weather. I prefer to sit in the garden instead of watching TV. All right. Now, what do you notice? What is different here?
One thing, the other thing.
What's happening with the verb?
The ending.
Tell me about it.
One is happening. The last one instead of one is happening. It's the present continuous is happening. Continue doing it.
It's not present continuous. It's a gerund. It's a gerund or verb ing. Yes. Okay,
the other one is in present.
Yeah, the other one is a base verb. But why?
Oh.
Why is that? English teachers, why? Why is one verb ing and the other one is the base verb? Infinitive.
Because after the preposition, the verb is in ing.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
After prepositions, you know, like in, for, etc. Use a verb ing. Use a verb ing. Okay. And this last thing, use a past tense after would rather when we speak about the actions of other people, even though that action may be in the present or future. Okay, so for other people, you, he, she, they, we use the past tense. Okay. I'd rather you took a taxi. It's not safe on the streets at night. I'd rather you took a taxi. No. Yes, I am giving you advice. I'd rather you take a taxi. I'd rather you took a taxi.
It's quite violent.
And the film is quite violent. I'd rather our children didn't watch it.
Can you repeat that? Sorry, can you repeat that? How sounds that contraction after violent? I rather.
Yeah, the film is quite violent. I'd rather.
I did. Okay.
I'd rather. It's a very soft V. Very soft. You almost don't say it. Almost don't say I rather. But you.
That's what
So all of these notes, let's make like a little tab over here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the important things is this. Would rather plus verb. Would rather plus verb. That's the first thing you have to take note of. And then would prefer to plus verb.
And verb.
No, obviously to is not in capital letters. I just wanted to exaggerate. But would prefer to verb. All right. And you can use the contracted form. Okay. Rather, prefer to. All right. Or
Yeah.
B2. Would prefer plus a noun. A noun or nouns. All right. Let's see. What else is very important here? Another thing is that we use would rather then and would prefer
And
rather than or like you said
instead of instead of prefer.
And for other people, use the past tense. For example,
Past tense.
I'd rather go to the store. And 2, I'd rather you went to the store.
Okay, I imagine that.
Okay.
Okay.
And that is our notes for this. Okay. And another thing, boom. General preferences. General preferences. Remember, would rather and would prefer is for specific preferences. Things you like. Now, and then we also have some general preferences with prefer and would rather. Okay, when we talk about general preferences, we can use prefer or would rather, but not would prefer. Okay? Prefer and would rather have the same meaning. I prefer walking to cycling. I would rather walk than cycle. Okay? So this is just talking about generalizations, you know, things in general. We're not talking about things you want at the moment or anything like that. We're just talking about in general. Like I could say, I prefer green mole to red mole because in general, I like green mole the most. I would rather eat green mole than red mole, especially with tamales necos. But that's another story. All right. After prefer, we use the verb in the ing form. All right. After would rather, we use the infinitive without to. I prefer using a keyboard to writing with a pen. I'd rather use a keyboard than write with a pen.
Me too.
And we say prefer to and would rather than. I prefer walking to driving. I'd rather walk than drive. Let me write these notes over here for you.
Prefer to rather than. Prefer to. I prefer to. I rather than. I would rather. I would prefer. Prefer.
Okay, and well, that is all for that. Now, let's do this exercise, and if you have, you know, any questions, then we're gonna address them. I will help you with 1, 2, and 3, and then you can do the rest on your own. Okay, exercise instructions. Choose the best answer to fill the gap in each of the following. All right, I prefer coffee. I prefer coffee. Like, what do we use with prefer? Do we use to, than, or from?
Two.
Yes. All right. Next, I don't fancy the theater again. I'd rather
Go.
go. Yes. Would rather, verb. Would rather, verb. Although I love relaxing on beaches, I think I prefer
Walking.
Walking.
For walking, yes. All right, because that is a general thing. All right, and finish 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on your own. You have 3 minutes.
I'm still in the first specific preference. I don't understand what I'm talking about today.
What do you mean? You don't understand it like at all?
I'm trying to following the instruction and the structures, but it's not clear for me.
Oh, okay.
So don't
Well,
ask me, I'm going to take the class later with the video, right?
what is that? Look, do you have problems like telling the difference between specific and general? Oh, I think she left. All right, let's check our answers. Let's see, Tanya, can you do number 4, please?
Yes. I rather speak to him in person than discuss things over the phone.
Excellent. Norma, number 5.
I prefer trains than cars.
Okay. I prefer trains than cars. That's a general preference. There is no wood.
Um,
I prefer train.
Okay, so look at the general preference part. Look at letter C and D.
2.
Ooh, yes.
I prefer trains to cars.
Yes. I guess you were looking over here, right? Wait,
Yes.
you can use then, but only if prefer has would. I would rather
Then, okay.
I would rather take a train than take a car. But since it doesn't have wood, only use 2.
Okay.
Right? Trinidad, number 6.
I am not a big fan of cars. I prefer traveling by train.
We're
I'm
traveling
a
by
fan.
train. Okay.
But I really love my car, so.
All right, very nice. All right, Tanya, the next one.
If I had a choice, I think I'd rather live in Paris than in London.
Excellent. And Norma, number 8.
They rather have lunch inside, but I prefer to eat outside in the garden.
Very good. I prefer to eat in the garden because that's specific. It's talking about now, right?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. Very, very good. Now, I don't like structures. I don't like grammar, like that. I do specialize in teaching grammar. But, grammar is like not really important if you can communicate your message when it comes to English. Of course, you want to communicate it correctly and all of that. But, it's just learning structures and all of this stuff is very difficult. And stuff like this, like would rather and prefer and all of this stuff, it's mistakes that even native speakers make. So, if you go and listen to a song, maybe they're not going to say it correctly. So it's not like you can't learn it by consuming English. Because if you try to do that, you're going to learn it the wrong way.
One of the samples are the songs. One kind of, I was finding many specific words because I'm put my little kids to hear songs in English loud to listen well. And then one moment, not wanna. I want go to, stuff like that. When I wanna, no. Because
Yes.
it's not what it's showing, for example.
Yes. Well, yeah, so like I was saying, like the thing Norma said, I think you gave us number 5. I prefer trains than cars. I promise you, 80-90% of my friends, which are Americans, would have said the same thing, Norma.
Okay.
They would have said the same thing.
It's common.
No, nobody does this. Maybe I'd rather, yes. I'd rather is very common. I'd rather go. I'd rather do this. Or I prefer da-da-da. But when you are using to or then, like they don't teach that stuff in school. It is like one little sentence that you will probably use 10 times in your life. So they don't even teach it, So, don't feel bad about this, but I do encourage you to learn it.
Sure.
It's especially the one that you got wrong, Norma, because that's the one that's going to come on the exam. And yeah, would rather.
Okay.
And also that for other people who use the past tense. That's also another thing that is extremely important. All right. So we're going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to send you this PDF to the group, okay? So you can take a look at it. And there's another thing that I wanted you to do. Well, the homework, I'm going to send it to the group. Everybody's in the group right now, right?
Yes.
Which group?
What's up?
The Cenni preparation group.
Yeah.
I'm not.
What's up?
You're not in that group?
No, not yet.
Okay, I will tell Mary to add you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Well, that is all for today, ladies and Caesar. I will see you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
See you.
See you.
Thank you. Thank you for the class. Bye-bye.
See you. Take care.